Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's episode, we're finally going to get to some X-90 projects. We're going to replace the motor in this window so it'll actually work again. Driver's window. Anybody who has an X-90 knows windows on these things are horrible. This one goes down and doesn't go up. And now it doesn't do anything, down or up. Tried greasing the rails a little bit with some spray lube. Didn't really seem to have an effect on it. Passenger works fine. That's what they're supposed to do. Go down. Granted, it's a little struggly, but they're all that way until they eventually go out. But passenger works just fine. Driver's is not working. So what we're going to do is go ahead and take this panel off, get in there, pull the motor part off. Turn that back off now that you've seen it. Take the motor out and swap it for a new one. So first, obviously, is going to be a screw here, Phillips head here. And then this thing just kind of pops off. Probably gonna have to unscrew those really quick. Not exactly sure what kind of snaps it has back here, but we're just gonna start here at the bottom and pull this thing up. Run your hand across here. There we go. Oh, okay. It's got those kind of snaps in there. So they do just kind of pop right out. So what we'll have to do, maneuver this thing. Oh, that pops out of the window rail. And now we have to maneuver this thing through this hole. And then we'll have to reach back in here, and I'd imagine there's a clip that releases this section to pull out of there. This little clip is right here, is what held that panel in. You could unclip it right there, but you're still gonna need it in order to move the window up and down. So take it out of the body panel. So the motor that we're looking to replace is right around here somewhere. Here's the connection for it. It goes right up here, goes into here. So the motor is right here behind the speaker. So the easiest way to do that, now we'll take these three screws, take the speaker out, and then we're also going to turn the key back on, try to get this window all the way up so as it's up here out of the way while we try to mess with taking the motor out. Because as soon as you take the clips from the motor and stuff out, it's going to want to fall. So we're also going to have to figure out a way to pin this up. On the trackers, when I have to do the manual ones, the trackers have a bar right here that you can just take a clamp and clamp to. The window motor sits back in there just like that. It's right there. And it is held in by 3 screws on the back side here. There's one right there. One there, one up here, and one right here, I believe. Yeah, okay. So the best way I've found to get to those, for me, is with a Phillips bit and a 1/4 inch ratcheting wrench. Slide those in there together, able to start removing those screws. You got to put one hand in this hole and one hand in this hole, and you're able to get those out of there. It's having some difficulty with the Phillips head not being able to get in there, and it turns out the reason for that was 2 of those were not Phillips's. They were Stars with a flathead. So I just took a flathead in there, got those out. Now that I've gotten this thing out, wiggled it around, got it out, you can see it's cracked, broken, beat up, wet. That's probably a lot of the problem. It's got moisture all over it. Jeez Louise. Let's turn the key on and see if it runs. You will hear the beeping. I wonder if now that I've gotten rid of all that plastic that was broken around the edges if I can get it to run now and it won't pinch up. Only take a second to put it back in. Let's go ahead and try it. See, save myself 50 bucks. After getting a better look at this motor, I've decided to just replace it anyway. I'm already in here. I'm wondering if it wasn't already from a wrecking yard. Anyways, so we'll take this one out, put the new one in. So it's very difficult to find X-90 motors. So what this is a 97 to 01 Toyota Camry motor. As you can see, they're pretty stinking close. This one is actually for the left, which would be the driver. And because of the way they're mounted, you actually take this one and stick it on the passenger side upside down, like that. The passenger side works, so I don't need this motor. So I'm going to take this one back and get the motor for the Camry passenger side to put into the X-90 driver side. Couple things though, you don't need any clips or anything. The window stays up, and getting the motor in and out is a lot easier if you loosen these 3 bolts that hold the whole mechanism in. So loosen those up. That'll give you some play to move that motor in and out. Part that I was waiting on arrived. This is the right, which technically would be passenger on the Toyota Camry, but for what we're going to do, it goes into the driver's side and it's going to get mounted in there just like that. First thing we're going to do though is hook up the wiring to it so as that we have that taken care of. I already cut and spliced the wires earlier. Got it wired in together. See, got it in. So now feed it back through here, and then just the opposite of what it was to take it out. Got it back in, got those 3 bolts tightened back up, and a moment of truth. Down, up. Still pretty weak, but it's going way better than it did. I count that as up. All right, fixed. Now, we'll put the speaker back in, reconnect the speaker, then we feed this through the panel, feed this through the panel, snap the panel back on, and then there's a bolt that goes there, and then there's a tray and a bolt that goes there, a screw. So get the body panel slid down in the groove for the window, and then you can just start banging all those little clips back into the wall, into the door. Get this straightened back in there. Now that we got it all back together, let's give it a quick one last shot. The down part works. And the up part struggles a little bit, but it's usable. Way better than it was before. So I may have misspoken at some point in there in this video saying that you had to mount that thing upside down. It doesn't mount upside down. It mounts in the same direction. It's just that you use the passenger one on the driver's side and you use the driver one on the passenger side. And that is 97 to 01 Toyota Camry motor. Hopefully that helps you guys out. If you got X-90s, by all means subscribe to the channel, follow along Trash Panda Off-Road on the Instagram. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.